His family, Miss Mona Bopanna, his children who are here, and everyone else in the family, brother and sister judges of the Supreme Court, Mr. R. Venkatramani, then the Attorney General for India, Mr. Tushar Mehta, Solicitor General, Mr. Adish Agarwala, Mr. Rohit Pandey, Mr. Patajoshi, Ms. Rachna Srivastav, the newly elected Vice President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, office bearers and members of the SCBA, ladies and gentlemen. Normally, when Brother Justice Bopanna would circulate a judgment, I would always return his judgment saying, I respectfully agree, and as is my customary practice, put a smiley face and say with warm regards. But today, Justice Bopanna, I have to add some reasons of my own. I add reasons of my own in support of the proposition, if this were a college debating union, in support of the proposition that, Brother Bopanna, you have not only been a distinguished judge of our court, you're a great human being, and truly a worthy friend. Before I begin my address, I wish to thank Mr. Adish Agarwala, Mr. Rohit Pandey, and the outgoing committee of the Supreme Court Bar Association for the cooperation which you extended to not only me, but to the whole institution. And of course, Mr. Patajoshi over the last year. The omission was not intentional, Patajoshi. All of you have interacted with me collectively, individually, and I found all those interactions to be extremely constructive. Though we discussed issues of concern to the bar, sometimes issues of the heat of the moment, the one thing which stood out was that we spoke to each other in a spirit of great candor, friendship, and as a result of which we have been able to achieve so many things together. This is not an occasion to recount all those things that we have done, but I wish all of you individually a very satisfying future. I would also like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the newly elected members of the Supreme Court Bar Association and the Executive Committee. The President-elect, Mr. Kapil Sibal, and the Vice President, Ms. Rachna Srivastav, are both distinguished senior advocates and highly respected members of the Supreme Court Bar. I'm confident that they will uphold the tradition of the Supreme Court Bar Association of advocating for lawyers with honesty, integrity, and non-partisanship. On behalf of the bench, I'm optimistic about collaborating with the association to find innovative solutions while upholding the dignity of our institution and staying true to our primary loyalty to our Constitution. What better occasion to reiterate this commitment than today, as we honor the legacy of Justice Bopanna, a judge whose 5-year-long tenure has symbolized integrity and an unwavering dedication to the rule of law. Justice Bopanna has truly been a judge of the bar, of the people. And I thought that before I begin speaking about him briefly this evening, I must use this occasion to tell the bar that we have taken a decision which I'm sure will do credit to Justice Bopanna being truly a lawyer's and people's judge. We have decided today that the attempt during 2021, the COVID year, for the Advocates on Record examination shall not be treated as an attempt so that lawyers who would have lost the ability to appear again for the Advocates on Record examination would be eligible to do so now, COVID being, after all, a COVID year. Brother Bopanna hails from Kodagu, the erstwhile Coorg, and is the first judge from the region to be elevated to the Supreme Court. He belongs to the Kodava community, which has traditionally been a community with strong ties to their land and to the martial tradition. The Kodavas have served the country as soldiers, generals, and members of the armed forces, including the indomitable Field Marshal K.M. Kariyappa, While Justice Bopanna may not have adopted the route of joining the armed forces in the literal sense, he has always reflected the ideals of a warrior and is a steadfast soldier of justice. On this occasion, it would be appropriate for me to say a few lines in Kodava Thak, Brother Bopanna's mother tongue, and a language that UNESCO has classified as an endangered language. If the learned Attorney General tried his hand at it, I thought I shouldn't be left far behind. So I'll say a few words, and Brother Bopanna, Ma'am Mona, please forgive me for my foibles. Kaveri Mmara, Manninal, Puttibanda Kunni Ninga, Kodavada, Kelina, Kona Dabindara, Delhi Kattane, Kodavagat, Veera Paramparayena, Deshak Katira, Nyayanga, Vyavasthela, Ninga Nigadadde, Ana Motana, Buttitu, Poenadi, Ullira, Ninga Madane Seve, Bharatarata, Nyayanga, Vyavasthela, Ekaneka, Shasvatayappa. To translate this for you, what it means is, Brother Bopanna, you were born in the land of Kaveri Amma, the river Kaveri. You have brought the culture of Kodagu to Delhi. In everything that you have done, you have reflected the brave Kodava culture and tradition. The service you have rendered has been etched in our memories and will always be remembered by the Indian judiciary. While Justice Bopanna began his schooling in Coorg, he completed his education in different parts of Karnataka. During his days at St. Philomena's in Puttur, where he completed his pre-university course and BSc degree, he was the captain of the college cricket team and a member of the college hockey team. His love for cricket continues to this date, and he can often be found discussing the finer points of the game and following the sport enthusiastically. He was also elected the General Secretary of the College Students' Union. It is evident that these formative experiences from his youth have shaped his personality as a judge. In many ways, Brother Bopanna continues to symbolize the captain cool of a cricket team, even when he presides over his court. I do not know who Brother Bopanna's favorite cricketer is, and I should tread carefully while describing someone who is a cricket enthusiast himself. However, in my view, Justice Bopanna is akin to Rahul Dravid, our own Mr. Dependable of the Supreme Court. In my interactions with him, both on the bench and outside, I have been awestruck at his ability to maintain a balance between objectivity and empathy. His demeanor, soft-spoken and compassionate nature create an atmosphere where everyone, be it lawyers, litigants, or even his fellow judges, feel heard and valued. Brother Bopanna's court has also been a space where several young lawyers have been given opportunities to argue and hone their skills. For this, both the bar and the bench will be forever grateful. Justice Bopanna began his illustrious career as a law in 1984 and practiced across disciplines, be it civil, constitutional, company, service or labor, or revenue matters. Significantly, his practice was not restricted to the High Court, but he also practiced before the civil and labor courts. This experience before the district courts is evident in his judicial work, which demonstrates a deep understanding of how the wheels of the court system turn. Nyayanga, Vyavasthela, Ninga Nigadadde, Ana Motana, Buttitu, Poenadi, Ullira. Ninga Madane Seve, Bharatarata, Nyayanga, Vyavasthela, Ekaneka, Shasvatayappa.